Hello, everyone. It's Benita Charles, the singing diva from New York. And this is a special edition of Singing Tips. It's a tribute to Prince, one of my all-time favorite singers who passed away recently this past week. So I decided to do something a little different. Instead of just sharing my tips, I thought I would talk about Prince, what he means to me, and what he means to artists all around. So I have a little bit of intro music. This is Pop Life, but I'm going to turn this off. That was Pop Life by Prince. And I mean, one of many of his brilliant songs. He was such a prolific songwriter, and I think that he's a perfect example of what I was talking about in my last broadcast about an artist sharing their gifts to the world and inspiring people. Whether you liked his music or not, you talked about him. He made you think, he made you feel, and not every artist can do that. So I just wanted to share some fun tips. First, he was born on June 7th, 1958 in Minneapolis, and he passed away on April 21st, 2016, this year. That was about a week ago. And his music encompassed jazz, R&B, rock, funk, pop, and he was a multi-instrumentalist. He played keyboard, drums, bass, guitar, composer, director, producer. He was a major artist. He was signed to Warner Brothers, Paisley Park, NPG, EMI, Columbia, Arista, and Universal. His accomplishments are endless. First, he has won 7 Grammys. He sold over 100 million records. He's released 39 albums, released 104 singles. He's had 27 #1 hits. He's the first artist to have a #1 album, film, and single at the same time with Purple Rain. And Purple Rain won an Oscar for Best Original Score. Not to mention his savvy business sense. He was one of the first artists to release his music digitally when he left his record label. And he was ahead of his time because this was pre-internet. Like what we have now, we can do that now, but during the time that he did that, it was unprecedented. So he was just a remarkable person, and he inspired so many people, around the world. And that's what we're all striving for. Here at Singing Tips, we're at ground zero right now because we're developing our talents. And that's what he did when he was younger. He developed his talent. And he never stopped working. He never stopped perfecting his talent. And as much talented as he was that much of a hard worker. And that's what made him great. That's what separated him from the average artist. And we're celebrating that today. So that's why I decided to dedicate this show to Prince, because Prince is exactly what we're striving for, musical greatness. So we got to start with the basics. So just to give you a recap of what we talked about, the first tip was for you to start learning songs and to perfect your talent. The second tip was to warm up your voice to help with vocal care. And we'll be back next week for another tip. But I just wanted to share Prince because he is an example of once we get the basics down, once we get the business down, what we need to be doing, where we need to be. That's the ultimate goal. So I have a vocal tribute to Prince that I'd like to share. Baby, baby, when I look at you, I get a warm feeling inside. There is something about the things you do that keeps me satisfied. I feel for you. I think I love you. I feel for you. I think I love you. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a secondhand store. A raspberry beret. I think I love her. I don't care where we go. I don't care what we do. I don't care, pretty baby. Just take me with you. Don't have to be rich to be my girl. Don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your kiss. If I gave you diamonds and pearls, would you be a happy boy or a girl? If I could, I would give you the world. All I can do is just offer you my love. How could you just leave me standing alone in a world so cold? Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why don't we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. I only want to see you walking in the purple rain. We love you, Prince.